You are now tuned into Sonya on Air. Hello, everyone. You are now tuned into another wonderful edition of Sonya on Air, and I am your lovely host, Sonya Hudson. And how do I start off each and every single show for you? I have another great show for you. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about this show today. As I am, Alan, each and every single week. Aren't you excited every week about Sonya on Air? Yeah? Yes, we are super, super excited. It is beautiful here in the world today. Joining us on the show, oh my gosh, and she's next door waiting to be brought into the studio. I have legendary, did I say legendary? And let me just say that one more time. Just in case, right? Legendary DJ Jazzy Joyce. Let me tell you something. If you know anything about the culture of hip hop coming from the 80s, I don't care if you didn't live in New York City, you should know who she is. But for all of you who don't know who DJ Jazzy Joyce is, by the time this interview finishes, trust me, she is going to be a household name that you are going to research and say, where have I been? Well, I don't know about this dynamic, legendary woman who has really helped shape the culture of hip hop. Seriously, that's huge. And guess what? She's a woman. Oh my, yeah. We also have another guest joining us. I don't know if that's going to happen, so we won't even mention unless that person joins us. But you know, like I said, legendary DJ Jazzy Joyce. But let me just give a shout out to all of my listeners who are tuned in all over the world, especially those tuned in on 12:30 a.m. The Blaze in Augusta, Georgia. I love you all so much. I've been posting on my social media all week that I'm in love with Augusta, Georgia. I am. They've been showing a lot of support, Alan, which is great. Also, make sure that you go to my Sonya Hudson YouTube page and look at all of my celebrity interviews. I just have a few up there because I just launched this page. But this show has been in existence for about 2 years now. Not even 2 years, maybe about a year and a half. I just made a year and a half. But just go to my Sonya Hudson YouTube page and listen to my celebrity interviews and also share. And also subscribe. So listen, share, and subscribe. And also make sure that you follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Sonya on Air, Facebook, Sonya on Air, and I also have my personal pages on Facebook, Sonya Hudson. But this is what we're going to do because I told you that I had another guest who was joining the show, but I didn't want to mention who she is. But do you watch Black Ink Crew New York? Yeah, I see you all nodding your heads. I have none other than Kit SoVain joining us on Sonya, and I'm super, super excited to talk to her. So we have two super women in the building today on Sonya on Air. So you know what, Alan?
3 super women.
We have 3 super women. Me? Don't forget your girl. Don't forget your girl. So let's do this. You know, I want you to do whatever you need to do. Go to the kitchen. You know, whatever you need to do with the kids. Whatever it is, kiss your man, and we'll be right back with Kit SoVain on Sonya on Air. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sonya on Air. This show is just about girl bosses, female power. Oh my gosh. You know what? I honestly believe that every woman out here in the world today, put on your superwoman cape because we have 2 dynamic women joining us on Sonya on Air today. But first, none other than the beautiful, she's really beautiful. I don't know if you've seen her, but she's really, really beautiful. Kit SoVain from Black Ink Crew, New York. Kit, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm absolutely amazing. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
No problem. I'm like super excited. Super excited to see.
Good. Now, question. Now, you caused quite a stir. I don't know if you know this, but you've caused quite a stir on this last season of Black Ink Crew, New York, as a receptionist and then as Caesar's situation. Now, let's start with how did you get on the show? How did that happen?
Well, I was working at a tattoo shop in Baltimore called House of Ink.
Okay.
And from there, that's how Steve and everybody found me and asked me to come to New York and Black ink and be their brand ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Take the brand to the next level.
Okay. Now,
Just like I
you're
did.
not from New York, right?
No, I'm originally from Northeast Washington, D.C. Northeast, stand up.
Cool. So you said that you were the brand ambassador at another tattoo parlor, and then that's when Caesar saw you and he asked you to join the cast of the show.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, let's talk about, you also have a very successful career as a makeup artist, because I just want people to really know who you are outside of what they see on the television screen, because a lot of people just don't dig deep enough. So, makeup artist, yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. I have been doing makeup for 13 years.
Mm.
Yes.
I was wondering about that because I'm just like, whoever does her makeup on the show, they are beating your face to the gods. So, was that you doing your own makeup or was that someone else?
That is me.
Oh, so are you still doing makeup or no?
Yes, I actually have been doing, it's prom and wedding season. So I have been really busy with, like, everyone, the girls go out for prom.
Yes.
So they want to be just immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing those things, events, and anytime I open myself up to continuously doing makeup, because that is my passion. That's always been my passion,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm never going to stop.
I hear that. I hear that. So, you making the transition while still doing makeup, but transitioning from the tattoo parlor, did you say in Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay, so the transition from Baltimore to New York. Now, what were you doing that was so successfully correct in Baltimore, where Caesar wanted you to be the brand ambassador here in New York? Because that's a huge responsibility. Did you already have a celebrity clientele?
In Baltimore?
In Baltimore, yes.
Yeah, we had a few celebrities that came through, House of Ink.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, Caesar just wanted to change the image of Black Ink. Because do you watch the show?
Oh, yes. I'm a huge fan.
Okay. So as sometimes
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a little
Yeah, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
at
You
the
did
top.
bring a high element of class and chicness to the location on 125th. And I did see where you just started to mix and mingle, with a lot of the folks on 116th. What is that? 118th, right?
What? 113.
113th. So, how was that? Just bringing in a new presence. And sometimes, when women have it all together, you're not celebrated enough. How were you treated when you first joined the team?
Oh no, they were not receptive to me at all. At all. It was definitely a learning experience that, and a hurdle that I had to get over. They saw me and automatically it was, she's bougie, she's prissy, she's never been through anything. And, I was definitely judged harshly.
Yeah.
Before I walked in. I'm not going to say, I didn't have my own prejudgments of things that I'd heard or my prejudgments of 113th, based on things that I was told.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you saw it, I definitely went through my bumps and my bruises and came through it.
So let's talk about that for a moment because, a lot of people are still trying to figure out when you first step on the scene and you're entering into a realm that's already been established and created. How did you manage to say, you know what? F all this petty stuff. I have a job to do and I'm just going to make sure that the job is done. How did you work through all of the cattiness and the pettiness to make sure that your voice was heard on the show?
I just stuck to who I am as a lady. If that's what I'm bringing, the classy, whether you like it or not, I'm going to be here, whether anybody likes it or not, until Caesar says. I'm not going to be here. He ain't saying that, so.
Uh-oh. Wait.
I ain't going nowhere.
So let's talk about, Caesar a little bit more, because I'm going to be honest with you, Kit. And one of my friends was like, Sonia, you better ask her this question. We really didn't believe that was a real type of situation. We really thought it was a lituation. Like, was that real, or was that just for the camera?
It was real.
Are you sure? Really?
Real.
Okay.
No. It was real. However, the way it was portrayed was like, it was
Yeah.
a little, we don't get to do the edits. We don't, this is a story that someone else wants to tell
Mhm.
for us. But no, definitely, Caesar and I definitely had our situation.
So you two are no longer together.
No,
Okay.
no, but we're still friends.
So you're still working at the shop and everything?
Oh, absolutely. Nothing
Oh.
can change, no matter what goes on between myself and Caesar. Nothing can change what I've done for the brand.
And nothing
Or,
can stop your coins. Let's talk about that. Forget a man. Nothing's going to stop
yeah,
your coins.
yeah, of course. I'm like, oh, okay, we don't work out.
Mhm.
That's us.
Wow. Now, a lot of times people join reality television to kind of leverage what they currently have going on. How has Black Ink Crew New York changed your life in any capacity? Has it helped your career or has it really hindered your career?
Black ink has definitely helped my career. I
Mhm.
have no no negative things to say about it. I get a lot more business.
Mhm.
Not that I wasn't getting any before, but it put me on a different platform
Right.
where my work is showcased or my personality is showcased and, my looks are showcased. So people want me to, promo things for them
Mhm.
and definitely on the makeup tip. That's why I was like, oh no, I'm going to be beat down
Yeah,
when
you
I
were.
come on camera, honey.
You were. The contour was on fleek on it.
Yes. You hear those things? I was like, don't mess up my contour.
You were looking good.
Thank you.
So is the other location on 113th still open? Because I know that there was some issues. 1 minute it was open, then the next minute they were fighting, and C's closed the shop. Is it still open, both locations?
It is open, but they're not taking tattoos right now. It's being renovated.
Oh, so it's being
Yeah,
glammed up a little bit, huh? So
yeah,
both locations are being glammed up, or just one, the one on 113th?
Oh, just the one on 113.
Oh, okay.
There's been a slight changes made to 125th, but that's the primary shop
Mm-hmm.
for tattoos right now.
And you're there all the time, or is that just for television? Like if someone walks into the shop on 125, they'll be able to see you?
I'm there on specific days and times.
Okay. Okay.
So, whenever like my schedule permits it,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be at the shop. I usually tell people when I'm going to be there. So, they want to stop by. I'm like, hi.
Right,
Say
right.
hey to me.
Now, you're still fairly young. I don't know, how old you are, but I don't even care if you're still fairly young. No matter what age you are, sometimes you just have parents who are just like, I don't like what you said. I don't like what you did. What type of feedback did you get from your family and friends after they saw you on Black Ink Crew New York?
Well, my family and friends were extremely supportive.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know, I'm an only child.
No.
So, and I show my parents.
Yeah, you
I brought my
did.
parents up to the shop.
Uh-huh.
But,
Your mother was about to go in, too, with the questions with C's, but she was like,
oh, oh man,
I
yes.
told you I watched the
Get my
show.
mom's back in.
So they were very supportive.
Very, very, very. I couldn't have done this without the support of my family and friends, and especially my parents. They stuck behind me, and never criticized, never did anything, but they made sure I stayed grounded.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we talked about, you kind of maneuvering your way through some of the tension when you first stepped on the scene. And also what we saw, specifically with one person was the eruption between you and Duchess. Has that
Hmm.
situation gotten any better, or are you at a place where you're just like, I can do without it?
No, it has not gotten any better.
Mm.
Um, but I am at a place to where it is what it is. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
never. That's one thing that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I didn't want you to go and confront her on this show. I was like, kid, no, don't go and do that. It was hard for me to watch. Do you regret that moment where you kind of stepped outside of your character and you approached a woman who, she had feelings, you had feelings. It just was kind of difficult for me to watch. Do you regret that moment?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Like I said, there's a lot of things that aren't shown.
Mm-hmm.
You have to you have like a segment that you have to cut down into 2 minutes.
True.
So if you see like the whole thing, a lot will become clear because off camera, like Duchess and I, we had a lot of conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and there were some things that I guess we both wanted to clear up. I mean, that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen in that situation.
Right.
But yeah, she knows what it is.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's find out more about you. What are you up to
Yes.
besides, being the brand ambassador? What are you currently working on?
Well, oh, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm still doing makeup. I'm actually coming out with my own line
Really?
very, very soon. Yes, yes. I need everybody to be on the lookout for that, and I'll definitely send you some stuff.
Please. So what will your line carry? Because I'm excited. I love me a good cosmetics line. What will your line carry?
Well, we're gonna start out for like most of the people ask me about my eyebrows,
Yeah.
my lipstick, my highlight, and my lashes.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna focus on first, and then see how that does, and then branch out into other things.
Mm. Do you
So
have a
I'm
name for the
definitely
line yet?
we're still creating that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a name for it, but my associates are like, I don't know, let's brainstorm.
Yeah, I get it.
But the concept is definitely there, and y'all know I like to glow.
Yes.
I like to glow. Gotta have it.
And will you be on the next season of Black Ink Crew New York?
Absolutely.
Really? So
Absolutely.
have you started filming yet or no?
No, not yet.
Oh,
They're still doing Chicago.
okay.
Chicago's about to.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
About
that one to kind of air. Are you, is the crew from New York and Chicago fairly close?
I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Caesar and Ryan are.
Okay.
And everybody kind of talks to everybody, but I don't know who's necessarily close. I can tell you who I speak with or don't speak with,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not really sure. But I know everybody's friends.
Okay. Well, that's important. That's very important. Well, we'll
Yeah.
definitely be on the lookout for the launch of your cosmetics line. We will definitely be looking out for you on the next season of Black Ink Crew New York. Now, until that happens, I'm sure that my listeners want to continue following you. Where can they follow
Yes.
you on social media?
Okay, my Instagram is it's Kit SoVain, ITSKITSOVAIN. It is the same thing on Snapchat. And on Facebook, if you want to follow me, it's just Kit SoVain. And I also have sunglasses coming out.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm working with a designer named Stevie Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's done sunglasses for Beyonce, Lady Gaga.
Look at you.
His work is, I know, he's awesome. He's amazing. His work has been featured in Vogue, I guess over 50 times,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So we're working on something like a cat-inspired line.
Mm-hmm.
I love cats.
No, this is huge. And, for all of my listeners tuning in, and this is why I really, wanted you on the show, just to speak to who you are as a woman, because sometimes what we see on television is not the totality of the individual. So the cosmetics line, makeup artist, and now you're talking about a shades line. I love it. Now, all of this has evolved, well, except, being a makeup artist. But the other two, the cosmetics and your eyeglassware, all of this has happened as a result of Black Ink Crew, correct?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. So I
Absolutely.
love it. I love when
blessed.
people can leverage, just the opportunity. And we can definitely see, we saw something in you when we were watching the show. Just a woman who knows her role, knows who she is. And we knew that it wasn't going to stop at Black Ink Crew. So kudos to you, Kit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And also I have hair coming out, too.
You have what?
Hair.
Girl, you Jamaican. You upon the river. You got a hairline coming out, girl. Tell me about that too. I can't believe it. What's up with that?
Like in my green screen interviews, everybody's like, "Who does your hair?" Like,
Uh-huh.
in all my pictures, everyone's asking, "Who does it?" Like, and and I have to stay so mum about it because it's coming out. So I
Wow.
mean, I can't like spill the beans right now, but I'm like, guys, I'm definitely gonna tell you. It's not like I want everyone to know. It's not that I'm ignoring you.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely not doing that at all. Like
Right,
I
right.
see the questions, I see the comments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm gonna have my pieces and expenses coming out. Yes, you can be catch your Beyonce win like this.
Uh-oh. Okay, everybody wants a Beyonce moment. So, but
Yes.
Kit, thank you so much for just really coming on the show and being totally transparent and giving us a glimpse of who you are outside of the show, because women need to see other strong women like yourself. Something that the world sometimes may be a little bit afraid or a little bit nervous to show. So I was glad that, we had this opportunity to catch up so that you can just share who you are with the world. Thank you so much for being on the
Definitely.
show.
Thank you for having me.
No
I really do
problem.
appreciate it.
Well, when all of those things comes out, make sure that you reach out, because I would love to have you back on the show when the next season of Black Ink Crew, the eyeglasses, the hair. I would love to just continue with the journey of Kit SoVain here on Sonya On Air. You have a wonderful and amazing day, and thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Sonya.
Bye-bye. There you go. Superwoman. I'm serious, Alan. Nothing brings me greater joy but to speak with an individual who has so many layers. They are multi-layered. And, just watching Black Ink Crew New York. Do you watch that show, Alan? I don't think you do, right? You don't watch. I know. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the show since season 1. And what I love about the show is, I see these people on television. I listen to these people on radio, in magazines and things like that. And then when they come on the show, to just find out so much more about them. These are the unsung heroes that, we need to be celebrating and applauding. Because, when it comes to reality TV, of course, with editing, they kind of, and I wouldn't say all the time, sometimes they get it wrong. They do. And, I like to bring those individuals on the show so they can just provide an additional piece to the puzzle that we may not be privy to just being viewers of a certain show. So it was great catching up with Kit SoVain. So make sure that you stay tuned in to Black Ink Crew New York. And also make sure that you follow her social media page so that you can just be privy to all of the exciting things that she has coming up next. So hold off, Alan, because I know that you were starting to play the music. I heard it in the microphones. I started dancing. We're going to take a commercial break. I'm going to run across the hall and I'm going to bring in our next guest. I told you, I'm excited, as I am each and every single week. Legendary DJ Jazzy Joyce is in the building. Alan, I'm excited. I don't there's always some interviews that it kind of ruffles my feathers just a little bit. But I'm telling you, each and every single week we have different celebrities come on the show. This doesn't get old to me at all, because I'm telling you, what goes on in my mind is I'm still, this teenage girl living in Brooklyn, looking at and listening to these amazing people. And when they are brought into the studio or they call in on the phone to be interviewed on the show, I am in awe of just God's amazingness. Serious. So, Alan, I want my listeners to kind of get a two-step. This is what's great about listening to the live show, because you get to hear all of the commercial breaks. When we post it on our YouTube channel, because of, legal issues, we can't play a lot of the songs. So this is one of my all-time favorite songs. Alan, we're going to have to play that from the beginning, okay? One of my favorite all-time songs. We'll be right back with Sonya On Air and legendary DJ Jazzy Joyce. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sonya on Air. Allen, thank you for playing that song. You know I'm a hip hop head, okay? And that song, every song that we play here on Sonya on Air, it is a throwback. And sometimes we play the current music too. But I also want to make sure that you are getting a well-rounded picture of the culture of hip hop. It just didn't start, last week or today. People have really paved the way. And talk about paving the way. Oh my gosh. If you don't know, now you know. Joining us live in the studio, none other than legendary DJ Jazzy Joyce. How are you? In the building. Drop a bomb on it.
Flex.
Yes, not the flex bomb.
Yes,
how are you?
I am happy to be here, thankful, and I'm ready. Talk to me.
Ready?
I'm used to this, so
I'm sure you are.
I'm
sure you are. But like I was telling my engineer, and I was talking to some high school students, letting them know who was going to be on the show, so they're tuning in as well.
Okay.
But a lot of these millennials, they may not necessarily know who you are, but they're going to know today.
No. I try not to penalize the youth.
Okay.
It's not their fault when they're born. And some of them have parents that grew up loving hip hop, so they might have an idea of some of the legends, because when they were small and mommy was driving them to soccer or whatever, the basketball or just life, the soundtrack to their lives at that time, I might have been included in that, depending on the region, based on my legacy and history of being on the radio for the time that I was. So not everyone is familiar with the impact that I've bestowed upon the universe through hip hop. So and it's amazing, and I'm happy to see so many women now DJing, because when I was out there and very young and being taken all around the world, there were no women, because I was part of the pioneer push. The people who were pioneers of the craft. So
before I ask you the next question, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it is so true. Because when I was talking to the high school students and I said, DJ Jazzy Joyce, no, they didn't know who you were. But then I said, go ask your parents. And then they came back and they said, I remember my mom playing, talking about, and let me tell you what somebody said to me. This is a true story. Sweet Tea.
Right.
She said, my mom used to play this song by Sweet Tea, and she was like, there was another voice on there, and that's Jazzy Joyce. So you're absolutely right, where they can ask their parents, because it was sort of like a blueprint to their lives. So, you've influenced a lot of people, but let's just talk about the early beginnings. How did you get started being a DJ, and how did you know you wanted to become a DJ?
I'm born and raised in the Boogie Down Bronx, which happens to be, I guess by birthright, I was exposed to so much of the culture right there in front of my face. So seeing graffiti on the trains, seeing hip hop happen in the parks when I was young, and just everything about the culture was right there in front of my face, which means in the midst of all of the badness, meaning the crack era, and everything that that stimulated the art form, because it's coming from, it's a cry of despair. It was utilized as a tool. I just was influenced by everything, and I knew I didn't want to be a part of being highly sexually active or in the drug life or anything like that. So family member, male, he was a DJ. He had 7 MCs. Every Saturday after karate flicks, they would practice. And I would be over there every Saturday, just because I was like, this is what I could focus on. And basically hip hop became something
how
positive.
old were you at this time?
My first, I count from the first time my mom took me to a club, I was 13. So you got to figure, if I'm being taken to a club and allowed to be in a club at 13.
I want the pause on that.
No. The club owner made it very clear I needed a guardian. to go, and my mom was my guardian. But long story short, in order for me to be at that level where I was being accepted by BAM, Jazzy J, Red Alert, and all of those people, you got to think and figure I had maybe 2 years prior of cultivating to that point where everybody felt like, girl, you need to showcase what you're doing. So I count officially because my first recording was on Tommy Boy Records with this group called Sweet Trio. We had a song I called Nonstop. That was before the Sweet Tea and Jazzy Joyce record that happened in like 85, 86 era. So I count from 83 because, like, if I'm saying this to you and you walk away from this conversation, you can go and look it up and see it. And I utilize that as a point of this is where we're going to start to count. Okay. As far as it's something researchable. Right. In terms of where my legacy officially began, but it's all of that other stuff prior to it. Yeah, I get it. So also what's important to discuss is the role of the DJ, because a lot of people just focus the attention on the MC, right? And now you see the narrative starting to change, and DJ is starting to get more acknowledgement, especially when Netflix came out with that show. What is it called? The Breaks. Right. So how do you feel that they did with the portrayal of the DJ? And if you could add something to that narrative, what would you add to The Breaks? I'm keeping it 100.
Keep it 100, honey. Oh,
I didn't see it. Really? I'm too, like, I'm not a TV watcher. Okay. In a major sense. And I would never sit here in front.
No problem.
But that's what it is.
So let me rephrase that then. If you could create your own narrative about the female DJ, what would you want the world to know about the importance of the DJ or even the female DJ?
I would want them to know the truth. Okay. And part of the truth got to come from somebody like myself, because I have longevity, right, and I've witnessed and pioneered. So I'm not saying I'm the only voice, but right, I'm definitely one of the voices that they should definitely consult. Can I get a consultant check, please? But listen, I heard it got canceled. No diss to everybody who's involved with that. I was saddened by that. Even though I'm telling you, it's not, me not consuming it does not mean that I don't understand the value of it or I'm not a fan of it. I just, as a survivor, I don't got time for it.
I hear you.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. So how were you able to maneuver through this industry that is so male dominated?
How am I able?
How were you able, and how are you still able?
Well, the first part of my ability to survive in this environment, a male dominated environment, was my ignorance. Mm-hmm. When you don't know that you pioneering, because if someone explained to me what we were doing first, I probably would have been like, you know what, you go suck your mother. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't know no better, you going in all gung-ho, giving it all you got. Then now listen to this. Okay. I didn't realize what I was doing until later, when I look back. See, when I look back, I was like, woo!
Right. So how much later how much time passed where you able to look back and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I've just done? How much time had passed before you realized that?
Most recently, most recently, and this is late. That's a late life. Yeah. Because I was going for so long. I was gunning. It's the things that I've done and accomplished, somebody couldn't even catch up in a lifetime.
It is true.
Because I was gunning for a long, you can't, and it's undeniable. Yeah. And I didn't know. Right. And I just kept on trying to find a way. It's peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. It's definitely peaks and valleys. But ultimately, to answer your question, I apologize for making it a long-winded answer. No problem. Is in the beginning, I was ignorant. Mm-hmm. I fell in love, because that's what usually happens. You be ignorant and you fall in love.
Girl, talk
and then so that's what kind of happened. So I fell in love with the creativity, the culture, the everything.
Okay.
And then once you invested so much time, it's certain relationships that you get it into shape and you get it to where you need it. It's not time to leave it now, because now it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the turnaround, the dope point. Yeah, because some people don't make it.
No, a lot of people don't. And when you first started, and also during the 80s, you saw other female DJs start to emerge. And when you look back on it now at 2017, a lot of people can't even say that they're still here. A lot of your name is still on the lips of many people. Yes, and, unfortunately, and it's not to speak ill of them, but some of those DJs aren't here. Mm-hmm. They're still alive,
right?
But they're not still immersed in the culture. So you've done a phenomenal job, just weathering through a male-dominated industry and not even falling into the hype like, damn it, I'm just a woman. Mm-hmm. You just claimed your spot. And, that's something that we can all respect and admire.
Thank you. Thank you. For a long time, let me see. Are my people? We still over here on live? For part of the reason that I've sustained is I'm geeky, and that's where a lot of people tend to fall off, especially mature individuals. They tend to get frightened or put off by technology. Mm-hmm. So when the computers and everything came into play, a very good friend of mine whispered in my ear and was like, listen, don't be afraid of it. You can't break it. And if our age group, my age group, mm-hmm. we existed before the machines.
Right.
So we know how to think independently of the machines and stuff like that. So there's a lot of mature people that just can't navigate and understand how it all works. So me producing, as long as I've been DJing, helps me to understand technology, because production is a whole nother level of understanding how machines MIDI talk and all that. So, and then also equipment. See, I wasn't just a female DJ and just DJing and only focusing on the music part. Like, because I was with the guys and because no one let me get away with anything, I had to learn everything. So in learning everything, I know what why I can take away a whole sound system. Really? It might take me a little bit because I'm a little light, but we'll get moving straps or whatever, and we'll get things up and put big sounds together. But I know I understand the wiring of a whole rig. I could come into a big sound system, a sound stage, and I can hear when maybe the right side mid-range speakers are out, or the highs are messed up on the left-hand side, and all that comes from. That's the difference in understanding when someone is at a master level of their craft. They're dissecting it and thinking of it more than just a hustle and more than just what others who have taken on the craft who mock versus study it. There's a difference when you study anything. Like a weekend warrior DJ can just come on and take a job from somebody such as myself, meaning they can take away some of those economic opportunities like the baby showers, the weddings and everything, which erode at the craft at itself. But they're weekend warrior-ish.
And your lifetime-ish.
Lifetime, master level, and just the way that we move. When you experience a DJ at my level, you can tell the difference. It just... You feel the difference.
Right.
You feel it.
That's true. Because one thing I do know about the DJ, they have the capacity to really control the crowd.
Yes.
They really do. Whether you're going to dance or whether, you're going to take a little break, but you set the tone for what the party will be. If it's going to end early, if we just going to party overtime. So this is what I really love about the DJ. And the DJs back in the 80s, oh my gosh, like... You mentioned it like it was the blueprint to my life.
Yeah,
we don't have that anymore.
I got that statement from a young lady who she saw me, And it made so much sense when she said it out loud. She was like, "Oh my God, Jazzy Joyce, you are the soundtrack to my life."
Yes.
But it makes sense because it's like on a Friday night, we used to be on for 8 to 10. Whatever. I did 15 years of that same routine.
Right.
So when I came out of it, it was weird for me to even be out in New York City at those hours that I was serving y'all,
right?
Because I did a bid, and commitment, because I really wasn't. If y'all, the truth of the little things and the sacrifices that people like myself make, those things, the details of it, I definitely would like to talk about in a book, because many people don't realize how many people make sacrifices and all of the things that they do to make things happen. Just like y'all are here doing this. This is taken away from your Saturdays. You got to get up early. You got to stop your Friday hangout to make sure you here to run this. Your board man got to be here. So it's a choosing to be dedicated to something.
True. It's true. So do you want to write a book in the future?
Absolutely.
So along with writing a book, I would love to read that, but we know, and you mentioned we're in the era of technology and also in television and reality shows. And before, you were on sort of like a reality show-ish, Master of the Mix.
Yes.
I would love to see something like that back again. Have you spoken to anybody about, bringing that back?
Well, with anything, that takes interest and then sponsorship.
Okay.
Listen,
so if enough people cried out about that, would you be on board to make that happen?
I'm such a pioneer, and I've done it already.
Okay.
So unless I was involved in an executive level,
I heard that.
I wouldn't be interested.
I heard that. We're not just gonna be the talent.
Like that's why it's tough, because a lot of people sometimes in seeing me or hiring me or wanted me to DJ somewhere, they want to be stuck in the time zone or the time where I made them feel good back then. And I'm like, look, I'm a pioneer DJ. I know y'all don't like all of this mumble rap and traps, but some of it is good. And just because we are a little mature, I want to...
I know.
Learn how to... Hey, learn the words. Come on.
Yeah.
Bounce. I don't want it because it makes me feel like I'm in a time warp, still stuck in it. And that, because music, the first song that we all learn together, no matter what country you in, no matter what language you speak, is ABC.
I was about to say that,
It's the same tone. Even if it's in Japanese, Spanish is the So those are the first notes that we all are locked in together.
Right.
So music locks us in together by when we born, and then whatever the collective of music they pumping down the program.
Right.
So you see how I'm saying, like that section of music locks you into that certain. Come on, if I've been pioneering since I was little.
Yeah.
You know how when people get mature, they get real stuck in their ways. I'm really not trying to do all that. We just pushing.
Right.
That's my nature. I could do that, but I'm so.
I love it. You're not just into one time zone. I love it. But speaking about, the culture and music, you're on your way to another festival here in Brooklyn. Tell us a little bit about that, because I had no idea. And I'm from Brooklyn.
The Bushwick Collective Cookout is going down.
It's a cookout.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a cookout.
Tell us about it.
Foxy Brown is performing.
Yes.
Cameron is performing. Busta Rhymes is headlining. My song will be there, and I am DJing for CL Smooth for the first time ever. Y'all, I can't explain what's about to happen. Need Brooklyn. It's a beautiful day today. It's beautiful outside. They got time. As soon as we leave here, I'm gonna get a bite to eat, and then.
And it's over at what time? I think I saw it 7:00.
About that, probably, yeah, right before it get dark. You know, everybody gets scared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to the hood, and we good in the hood. I'm not, but you know what it is. It gets scary at night. The freaks don't only come out at night.
But that's one thing about good music. Good music has the ability to soothe the savage beast.
Right.
And because of the people who are there tonight, I'm claiming that it's going to be a day of just love, great music, fellowship.
Yes.
And just another addition to the soundtrack to everybody's life.
Yes.
So, because we have to wrap this up really soon.
Okay.
But how can my listeners continue to follow you so that they can be on top of what you're doing and where you are continuing to go?
All right. First and foremost, I want to thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
And follow me on Instagram at Jazzy Joyce. Follow me on Twitter at DJ Jazzy Joyce and Facebook at DJ Jazzy Joyce. And then I have DJJazzyJoyce.com.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, .us. My apologies.
Okay.
So that's a whole bunch of ways to keep in touch and track. And shouts to Jenna for making this happen. And that's it. How can we follow you?
I'm also on Instagram, Sonya On Air, on my website, www.she.company. And also, the show is syndicated, so you will be also on next week in Augusta, Georgia on 12:30 a.m. The Blaze.
That's what's up. Shouts to Georgia. Shouts to the whole state of Georgia, not just Atlanta.
Yes.
I lived in Atlanta very briefly in the 80s, very briefly. Like I was real
Before
young.
it was on the come up.
Right.
Okay.
My mom had us in Clayton County.
Oh, okay.
And I had my first experience with racism. I didn't know you wasn't supposed to beat up the white people like that.
I didn't know that either.
But
Me too, in Florida.
I was like, I gotta
too.
come back. We gotta go back. I gotta go back with the chingalings and all that. I need some Otto's Campoyo and with the icy. I need to go back. Bronx.
Yes. But when you stepping over crack valves.
Yes.
And it's showtime on the train.
Right, let's go. Hey, graffiti on the train. I want to go back. No. So shouts to Georgia.
Yes. Well, Jazzy Joyce, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And good luck with today's performance.
Thank you.
What is it called again?
It's at the I want to say it right. The Bushwick Collective Cookout.
Okay.
And it's going to be amazing because it's an amazing day today. And I can't explain. Listen, this is what y'all going to see is just another side of me.
Okay.
Like a DJ has, if they're multifaceted, they can do many things. Not just play on the radio, not just rock a club, not just be the supportive musical soundtrack to an artist, not just produce, not just do a lot of stuff. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's switching the hats. So today we doing a performance thing and it's gonna be great.
I love it.
Thank you for having me.
Love it. Well, there you have it. Worldwide. Oh my gosh. Legend in the building. Make sure that you follow her on social media. Big things always and continued. We'll be right back with Sonya On Air. We're going to rock out for a little bit.
Yes.
We're going to close out the show, Alan. All right. Oh my gosh. The show is over. Thank you for tuning into another wonderful edition of Sonya On Air. We'll be right back with another celebrity guest on the next show. Stay true, stay blue, smooches until the day ends and you close your eyes and you say, thank you, God, for another amazing life. God bless.